Love and fortune align for Sagittarius. Someone rich and generous wants to build a future with you. Have you ever felt your heart resonate like a distant bell, even though there was no sound? No clear sign, yet your intuition told you that something tremendous was approaching. Not a storm. Not a milestone. But a feeling, light as wind, yet strong enough to make you pause, close your eyes, and quietly ask, is this the moment my life begins to shift? If you are a Sagittarius, born under the generous light of Jupiter, then what you are about to hear is not a coincidence. You are entering a unique cycle, where love and prosperity are no longer two separate paths. They are merging, forming a warm current that brings you closer to someone who carries the light of wealth, generosity, and a heart longing for connection. Over the next 30 minutes, I will walk with you to decipher the signs the universe is sending. From the silent movements of the stars to hidden messages tucked away in dreams or seemingly meaningless encounters. And you will see. That person is closer than you think. Write down in the comments right now. I am ready to step into my destiny of love and abundance. This is not just a declaration. It is a way to open your spiritual gateway and receive the stream of energy guiding you toward the miracle you deserve. If what you're about to hear touches your heart, please like and share this video to spread this positive energy to more people. Sagittarius, child of Jupiter and the journey toward a sincere love. There is a truth few dare to face: the longer we live, the easier it becomes to feel lonely even in seemingly complete relationships. And Sagittarius, known as a symbol of freedom, adventure, and optimism, is no exception. People often say that Sagittarius avoids commitment. But those who truly understand them know that behind the strength and endless laughter lies a soul that longs for a place to return to. Not a house in the material sense, but a soul quiet and deep enough to see through who they really are, even if that part is full of shattered experiences and the scars of loss. As an astrologer who has walked through 5 decades of life, I have witnessed many Sagittarians appear in the birth charts of those with extraordinary destinies. They are often ancient souls reborn into this life with a mission to enlighten, expand, inspire, and heal. Jupiter, the ruling planet of Sagittarius, does not merely symbolize luck as many assume. It represents wisdom, belief, religion, truth, and the expansion of consciousness. When you carry the light of Sagittarius within you, it means you are holding a torch. And that light can warm an entire world, but it can also burn your heart if you don't know how to balance giving and receiving. Sagittarius loves differently. They don't love out of need, but from ideals. They don't seek someone to fill a void, but a soulmate who can journey with them beyond physical and spiritual boundaries. That is why many Sagittarians, though successful, independent, and living enviable lives, still often feel something is missing. That missing piece is not material. It is not praise. It is a sacred connection with someone who can make them believe that love is no longer a limitation but a liberation. This month, the universe is sending a powerful signal to Sagittarius. When Jupiter, your guardian planet, forms a trine with Venus, a rare stream of energy opens a chance for you to meet someone who is both financially capable and open-hearted. They may appear in an ordinary moment, a short conversation, a business handshake, a casual introduction. But what draws your attention won't be their appearance. It will be their eyes, the kind that makes you feel like you've met them somewhere before. Like a memory from another lifetime. And when you interact with them, time seems to slow down, as if the universe is whispering, it's them. This person does not come to fill a gap. They come to open a door. Not a door into a fleeting romance, but a journey where two souls build together, with foundations of emotion, ideals, faith, and generous sharing. They are someone who has much wealth, experience, wisdom, but what they lack is someone who can help them live authentically in their deepest spiritual self. And you, Sagittarius, are the mirror in which they see the forgotten part of their soul. My personal view, after thousands of birth charts and endless conversations with weary souls, is that true love does not come from perfection. It comes from empathy and shared vibration. A seasoned, mature Sagittarius who understands the value of freedom will not open their heart easily. But once you allow someone into your world of light and wind, what you offer is not just affection. It is a safe space where both can heal and grow together. And that person, if sent by the universe, will not hesitate to give you not only love but tangible support, spiritually, financially, and in your path of soul expansion. The greatest lesson here is this: do not close yourself off because of past wounds. Those who once disappointed you do not represent the whole world. They were only part of the process that made you strong enough to receive the one who truly belongs to you. Do not let your scars make you doubt that kindness still exists. Because there are still people who, even having everything, are willing to give, if they find the right person to place their trust in. And Sagittarius, you are that person. If this part makes you feel like the universe is sending a message just for you, then maybe it is true. Maybe you don't have to do anything, just listen a little deeper. Look a little closer. And trust the tiniest signs that are guiding your way. Maybe it's a gentle gaze from someone you just met. A simple compliment that makes your heart flutter. Or just a recurring dream about a hand reaching out in a gentle light you can't name. If your heart is gently stirring, whisper it onto a page. Or write it down as a small ritual, so your soul knows that you are ready to receive the miracle. I am ready to open my heart and allow sacred love to find me. This small act, seemingly insignificant, is actually the way you align your energetic frequency with the greater motion of the universe. When you show that you are ready, you will receive far more than you ever expected. When financial and romantic destiny intersect, opportunities only come when you are truly ready to receive. There are moments in life when everything seems to happen all at once, doors open not just in one area, but simultaneously across many fronts: career, finances, relationships, and especially love, for Sagittarius. This month is one of those moments. But it is not happening because you are randomly lucky. It is happening because you have endured enough ups and downs, enough losses, and have awakened enough for the universe to know the time has come. If you feel that something is shifting, yet you cannot name it, do not rush to doubt your intuition. That is the very first ripple of a deep transformation when Jupiter, your ruling planet, and Venus form a rare trine aspect in astrology. Jupiter, the torch of expanding consciousness, is gently amplifying the light of Venus, the planet tied to love, beauty, and the values that elevate the human heart. And when these two energies resonate in your astrological chart, the result is not just a vibration in your heart, but a tangible shift in your material life. I have tracked many similar cycles through birth charts, and what they all have in common is this: those who have made sacrifices, who have patiently endured barren seasons, are often the first to be invited into a time of flourishing. But here is something few notice: when the universe gives, it rarely gives in pieces. It sends what may seem unrelated, but they are intricately connected by an invisible thread. And here, that thread is love and prosperity. You might meet someone you think is merely a collaborator in a work project. But gradually, you will feel the depth in their gaze, the understanding in the way they listen. They do not just care about the results. They care about how you feel. They do not only want to cooperate. They want to walk a long path with you, one filled with emotional, financial, and spiritual support. This is not dependency. This is co-journeying, and for a seasoned Sagittarius, this is more precious than any material gift. My perspective is this: love never stands alone. If it is truly the right person at the right time, it will always bring an upgrade to other parts of your life. And if you are Sagittarius, with your blood pulsing with exploration, ideals, and a hunger for growth, then love meant for you will never hold you back. It will drive you to expand, to break through, and to become the deepest version of who you are. So how will you know this person was sent to you? They not only have a solid financial foundation, but also a generous heart. They do not show off, but you always feel safe around them. They do not try to own you, but are always there when you need them. And they respect freedom, which, for Sagittarius, is the very breath of love. This person could be someone you've never noticed, or someone who came and went in your past. But now, their energy has shifted, and they return with a more sacred reason, to co-author a new chapter with you, not only beautiful, but lasting. The deepest lesson here is this: sometimes, opportunity arrives disguised as challenge. You may feel doubtful, hesitant, even fearful that you are imagining things. But dear Sagittarius, you were born with the instinct to seek truth, and truth is not always clear from the start. It requires you to step forward, to believe in what you cannot yet see, and to say yes before there are guarantees. So trust the stirrings in your chest more than what the world deems logical. I once spoke with a Sagittarius woman in her 50s, someone who had lost everything after a painful divorce. She told me, "I thought I would live the rest of my life alone. But then I began to see repeating numbers, strange signs. I dreamed of my future husband, and 3 months later, I met him, a wealthy man who had suffered no less than I had. And we started over from a simple handshake." You see, miracles are not reserved for the young. They are for those who still believe, who still live, and who still long to love rightly. If you are in a transitional phase between doubt and hope, you are likely very close to the gift the universe has for you. Do not turn away out of fear. Do not reject the present because of the past. The person you need is not someone who demands you to change to fit them. They are someone who makes you realize that you deserve to be fully loved exactly as you are. And more than anything, they believe in you, ready to invest in you, not just with material wealth, but with their whole heart. If these words make you feel something deep stirring within your soul, then perhaps you are ready. Write down a simple yet powerful affirmation. I open my heart to welcome love and prosperity walking side by side in my life. This is not a wish. It is a commitment, and once you commit to yourself, the universe will know exactly what to do to lead you to where your soul truly belongs. Who is this person? Spiritual signs that a sacred soulmate is near. One thing I always emphasize to those with strong Sagittarius placements is this: the soul connections in your life are rarely random. They often appear when you are standing at the crossroads between doubt and faith, between longing and surrender. That person, the one carrying the love and generosity the universe wants to send you, does not enter your life to fill a void, but to awaken a part of your soul that has long been asleep. Perhaps you have never seen them, or maybe you once passed by them, shook their hand at a party, even exchanged words without paying attention. But then, suddenly, they return, this time with an entirely different frequency. No longer a casual encounter, but a soul-level collision. You feel their eyes draw you in. Their voice carries something strange, yet familiar. And most of all, you cannot stop thinking about them, even though you don't fully understand who they are. I have seen this many times in charts where the 7th house, the house of marriage and soul partnerships, is activated in Sagittarius by a slow-moving planet like Saturn or Pluto. When this happens, it often brings a series of mystical experiences, recurring dreams, sightings of 1111 or 2222, or strange symbols that keep appearing in your daily life. You hear an old song and tears suddenly fall. You open a book, and it lands on the exact page with the message you needed. These things are not coincidences. They are whispers from the universe. And if you are a Sagittarius entering a phase of spiritual rebirth, those signs are the gentle hand of destiny tapping your shoulder, saying, "It is time." This person, often carrying the grounded energy of Capricorn or Taurus, or the natural warmth of Leo, is someone seasoned by life. They may not be talkative. They may not wear their emotions openly. But their eyes are honest, clear. They may have built their career from nothing, endured heartbreak in past relationships, and now they are not looking for fleeting romance. They are seeking a true soul companion. When they see you, they do not just see your smile or your appearance. They see depth. They see strength forged through the years. And most importantly, they see in you something they have not found elsewhere, freedom that does not threaten them. True love, especially for those in midlife, is no longer about sweet words. It is about steady presence. It is a hand that holds yours when you are vulnerable. It is companionship when no one else remains. This person will not try to change you. They will not ask you to become someone else. They will love you exactly as you are, with all your scars, with your unfinished dreams, with the wildness that once made others wary. And most of all, they believe in what you believe, that love is not to be held back, but to rise together. My personal belief is this: when the universe sends someone special, you do not have to force recognition. You just need to be quiet enough to hear, soft enough to receive, and brave enough to believe you are worthy. The irony is, they rarely show up when you feel most perfect. They arrive when you are learning to forgive yourself, to release expectations, and to live authentically. Because only when the mask drops does your soul truly shine, and that light is the clearest invitation to the one who is seeking you too. The deep lesson here is this: love, when it has matured, does not make you dependent. It allows you to be fully yourself. And in that journey, if the other person can lift you, spiritually and materially, that is not mere luck. That is the resonance of energies that have quietly matured in both of you over a lifetime. If you are asking, could this really be true? Am I being foolish to hope? Then ask yourself another question. Why does my heart stir when I hear this? What causes your heart to tremble is never random. It is the most honest reaction from your soul, the part that always knows what is true. If you are noticing a recurring theme in your recent relationships, where kind, quiet, steady people keep showing up, don't be quick to turn away. That might be the one you once prayed for. They may not look how you imagined, but they carry what you need, not to change your world, but to build a new one with you, rooted in mutual understanding and respect. If what you just read made your heart pause, if your eyes feel a little misty for no clear reason, then perhaps a part of you has recognized that something is near. And if you are ready to walk that journey, write this down now as a soul declaration. I am ready to welcome the one the universe has sent, the one who carries love, peace, and a steady future for us both. Because when you dare to speak aloud what you desire most, you vibrate at the exact frequency they are seeking too, and then, sooner or later, you and they will find each other. When love and wealth arrive together, and you deserve to receive both. Throughout my many years of practicing astrology, I have heard the same question countless times. Can I have both true love and financial stability? And my answer is always a gentle smile, followed by a long enough silence for the other person to settle. Because to the universe, love and prosperity have never been separate paths. They always go hand in hand, always intertwine, and they are only waiting for you to be ready to receive both at once. For Sagittarius, this truth is even more apparent. You are the child of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, faith, and higher purpose. Within you exists a stream of energy that drives you to seek something greater than yourself. Not just a relationship for the sake of having one, not just money piling up in your account, but the intersection between deep love and lasting prosperity, both lifting one another, enriching your spirit and your material world. People often say that love makes us blind, but I believe that true love makes us see more clearly about ourselves, about the limits we once thought we couldn't overcome, and about the potential to live a life more radiant than we ever dared to dream. And that is exactly what you, a mature Sagittarius, who has endured deep wounds, are being guided toward now more than ever. Not a fleeting lover, but a soul partner, someone who sees both your light and your shadow, and chooses to stay. That person, as I've mentioned, brings not only affection. They bring opportunity. They might propose a project to collaborate on. They might introduce you to a new community where you can shine in your most authentic way. They might help you resolve the financial blocks that have weighed on you for years. But the miracle lies in this. They do not make you feel indebted. They give as a natural expression of the connection between two souls who have waited far too long to reunite. Astrology shows that when Jupiter forms harmonious aspects with planets in the 2nd and 8th houses, areas that govern personal assets and shared resources, this is a time when you not only receive, but also learn to trust in the flow of giving and receiving with conscious awareness. It is no longer about who gives more to the other. It is about journeying side by side. You give sincerity, insight, and the light of your soul. They give stability, support, and a space for you to soar higher. This kind of love, if you dare to receive it, will be a place where neither of you feels smaller, but where both grow larger because of each other. My belief is this: there is no such thing as too much for a soul that has endured enough pain and still refuses to give up hope. If you have ever had to carry the weight alone, if you have been taken advantage of in past relationships, if you've ever thought, I can't be loved and supported at the same time, then this is the moment for you to relearn a basic truth. You deserve both, and not because you must sacrifice something to be worthy, but because your light, the light that has stayed steady for years, is exactly what draws that person toward you. I remember a Sagittarius who once confided in me that she had taken charge of her own life since the age of 30. A strong woman, self-reliant, independent, she was proud of that, but also admitted that sometimes she was tired. Then, when she turned 50, she met him, a man who had been divorced, wealthy, successful, but deeply quiet. He didn't try to impress her with flowery words. Instead, he asked, "You've been walking alone for too long. Would you like someone to walk with you now?" And she cried, because no one had ever asked her that before. They came for her glow, but no one had ever asked, "Are you tired?" That man became not only her life partner, but also the investor in the project she had dreamed of for over 10 years but never dared to start. Now, they are not just a couple. They are business partners, companions on spiritual pilgrimages, a relationship so beautiful that the word love alone is not enough to describe it. You see, the things that once seemed impossible may be the very things meant for you, if you believe. Believe that you don't have to choose between love and abundance. Believe that you don't need to be strong forever to deserve love. And believe that the one who is coming, the person the universe has carefully prepared, will know how to give without making you feel small, dependent, or inadequate. They love you because you are you. And they help you grow not by demanding, but by lifting you up quietly. If what you've just heard makes your heart slow down for a moment, makes you think of someone, or of a dream still unfinished, then maybe you are at the right time. The time to choose, to keep living in doubt, or to open your heart to a new chapter. Not everyone is ready. But if you are still here, still listening to these words, then I believe you already are. Write this down right now as a soul's invitation. I welcome love and prosperity as a natural part of my life. No promises needed, only commitment. And that commitment, to yourself, will open a new gateway, where everything you once doubted will begin to appear clearly, truthfully, little by little, day by day, in the gentle light of a destiny smiling upon you. Signs of destiny, how the universe whispers to you about that person. Some encounters may seem utterly coincidental, but only later do we realize they were the delicate arrangements of the deepest layers of the universe. If you are a Sagittarius, one who lives by intuition, by faith, and a longing for freedom, you will understand this feeling, the feeling of seeing someone and not being able to explain why you can't forget their eyes. Nothing flashy, nothing grand, just something deep. Something still, as if your soul has just been called by someone after years of sleeping. I often tell those who are waiting, the universe never knocks loudly. When what is right arrives, it comes like a soft breeze, but strong enough to shake your whole heart. They come gently, in the most ordinary form, but carry an energy field you cannot ignore. For Sagittarius, this person often appears in an open space, a business trip, a seminar, a casual gathering where you least expect something big. And then, with just one glance through a crowd, your heart softens. It is not quite a thrill, not quite a flutter, but a sense of, I know this person, I just don't know from when. In astrology, when the axis of the 7th house, the house of soul partnerships, and the 12th house, the house of the subconscious, dreams, and timeless connections, in Sagittarius is activated, often by planets like Neptune or Pluto, you begin to sense repeating signs. Perhaps dreams you can't interpret, gut feelings from unknown sources, a song that randomly plays just as you think of someone, or a coincidence so startling you have to say, that can't be random. That person, the one sent by the universe to walk beside you in this new chapter of life, does not always appear in the perfect form you imagined. They might be someone you never thought you would fall for. They might differ from your familiar type. But it is precisely that which helps you see a deeper truth. True love does not arrive to satisfy the ego, but to heal the part of the soul that has never been understood. And what makes you recognize them is not their beauty, talent, or status, but the feeling that when you are with them, you don't have to do anything at all. Just being yourself, you are already enough. My personal belief is this: soul love doesn't always come with a lightning strike. It's like a lantern in the night, not blinding, but always present, warm, and guiding. This person makes you feel safe not because they control you, but because they give you freedom. They don't demand you to change, but gently help you realize that the very parts you used to hide are the most beautiful parts they cherish. And do you know what's fascinating? When you are near them, you feel yourself becoming better, without trying, without effort. They don't bring pressure, they bring space. They don't ignite a fleeting flame of passion, but hold a quiet place where you can light your own fire. For a Sagittarius who is always afraid of being confined, this is more precious than any material gift in the world. I remember a Sagittarius woman once told me that after many years of searching, she met a man who made her stop running. Not because he was outstanding, but because he listened. He let her be silent when she needed it. And every time she looked into his eyes, she didn't feel like she had to prove anything. For the first time in years, she exhaled and thought, if this is love, maybe I am ready to stay. And I told her, that's the sign. When you no longer feel the need to run, when the heart no longer fears, when freedom is no longer an escape, but a peaceful choice to stay. The profound lesson here is this: your soul always knows who is meant for you. And the more you mature, the more clearly you'll hear that voice, regardless of the standards, judgments, or old expectations that once led you astray. If you're wondering why you haven't met them yet, maybe it's because you're still carrying old definitions of love. But if you're beginning to feel strange new emotions, peace around someone, the urge to share without fear of judgment, the sense of being accepted without needing explanation, then pause for a moment. Listen. Observe, because that person may already be right in front of you. If what I've shared today makes your heart sink softly, your chest stir, or a certain face appear vividly in your mind, then perhaps you've begun to recognize the sign. And if you truly want to receive them, not just with your mind, but with your heart and soul, then write this down, as a way of casting a quiet spell upon yourself. I am ready to recognize and receive the one the universe has sent for my soul. You don't need anyone else to affirm it, just you, because when you are honest with yourself, the universe will echo that honesty by opening the very door you once thought didn't exist. A message from the stars: open your heart and step into a new chapter of destiny. You've walked a long road. Not just this month, or this year, but throughout the journey of life. And if you're a Sagittarius, you're probably used to being the one who holds the flame. The one who brings hope. The one who walks ahead, whether in career, in relationships, or in the unseen moments where no one knows the silent burdens you carry. But you know, even the brightest flame sometimes needs to be shielded. And no one, not even a Sagittarius, was born to walk forever alone on the path of growth. This is not an ordinary phase. When I look at the current planetary positions, especially as Jupiter touches a deeply spiritual point in your natal chart, I know. This is the time for you to stop living purely by willpower. And start living by a faith rekindled from within. To stop chasing things outside. And return inward, to hear the true calling of your heart. You may feel like you're already enough. You may think, I'm fine, I can take care of myself. And that is true, you've been very strong. But sometimes, that very enough becomes the wall that blocks the better things trying to find you. You may believe that to open your heart again, you must first be sure everything will be safe. That past pain won't repeat itself. But the truth is this: maturity isn't about avoiding pain. It's about knowing how to love even after being hurt. It's choosing to trust again, even without guarantees. I believe, and this comes not only from astrology but from lived experience, that when you are truly still, the one meant to arrive will appear. When you stop forcing, stop interpreting, stop trying to control the story, the universe will send you what your soul truly needs. Not someone who dazzles you momentarily, but someone who brings lasting peace. Someone who makes you want to slow down. To nurture, to walk together, not because they are perfect, but because they are real. And that is when you realize, everything before, the sadness, the loneliness, the hopes raised then dashed, was not in vain. They were layers you needed to shed so you could stand here today. No longer afraid, no longer searching, simply ready, ready to open, ready to receive. Ready to enter a time when you no longer need to prove your worth, but only to be present and love with full sincerity. Love, if it is real, won't make you tired. It won't leave you confused or off balance. It won't make you feel small or unworthy. It will be the place where you are fully yourself, clear, whole, and still deeply loved. And for a Sagittarius, the most important thing is not how someone loves you, but whether they can be spacious enough to walk alongside a soul that longs to fly, but also longs to be held when weary. My personal perspective, after observing thousands of charts and hundreds of lives, is this: the universe always moves by the law of resonance. When you shift your vibrational frequency, not living from fear or lack, but from a deep sense of worthiness, everything around you shifts too. The person you've waited for will come. The opportunity will arise. The door will open. But the only condition is, you must truly be ready. Ready here does not mean without wounds. It means you are humble enough to admit you are not perfect, and mature enough to love fully despite that. You don't have to be fully healed to be loved. Sometimes it is the right love, a love that comes from someone kind and rich in both material and spiritual ways, that acts as the catalyst for you to become a more complete version of yourself. The final lesson here is not in what I say. It is in how you feel after hearing all of this. If your heart has softened, if you no longer want to hide, if you begin to believe that maybe, just maybe, something good is still finding its way to you, then that is the sign you are ready. And if you truly are ready, let that readiness become a commitment, a sacred prayer you send to the universe right now. Write this down. I open my heart to receive the soulmate love and abundant destiny meant just for me. Not for anyone else to read, not for anyone else to witness, but for you, to be the first to declare to the universe that you are no longer waiting in silence. You've stepped forward, you've named what you desire, and you believe, with all the growing light inside your heart, that it is already on its way. When you are ready, love and blessings will not miss you. If you have stayed with me until this very moment, Perhaps you are not only listening with your ears, but with your heart. And that says something important. You are truly ready to step into a new chapter. Not with the restless eagerness of youth, but with the stillness, depth, and awakened clarity of a soul that has seen and understood enough. I cannot paint for you the face of that person. I cannot tell you the exact day they will arrive, or under what circumstances, but what I do know, through both the language of the stars and the lived experiences of life, is this. If you are a Sagittarius, and you are hearing these words in a moment of silence, then the preparation is complete. The universe is opening the door, and the only thing left is for you to step through. Not everyone has the courage to love again, especially when they've once believed, once lost, once thought that maybe they were not the one chosen. But do you know this? Sometimes those who have walked through the darkest valleys are the very ones most worthy of standing in the light. And if you are brave enough to keep your heart from turning to stone, the universe will know how to send someone who will hold it gently with both hands, and with a heart that has been waiting all along. That person is out there somewhere, not as far from you as you might think. Maybe they too are learning how to heal. Maybe they too have just whispered a silent prayer. Maybe they too are looking up at the night sky, wondering, will I ever be loved again, in the way I truly need? And then, when the moment comes, you two will find each other. Not loudly, not dramatically, but gently, certainly, and divinely. Love is not a reward. It is an invitation. An invitation to step beyond your comfort zone. An invitation to believe one more time. And most importantly, an invitation to love yourself first, deeply and truthfully, so that you are ready to love someone else without losing who you are. If what I've shared today has touched something inside of you, if you feel the light in your heart flare up like an ember that's waited long to burn, then perhaps this is the sign you've been waiting for, a confirmation from the universe that says, yes, the time has come. Let this message become a quiet ritual just for yourself. No one else needs to know, only you. Write it down now, as a declaration from your heart to the universe. I choose to believe, I choose to love, I choose to receive a love that is whole, sincere, and abundant, in both emotion and life. If this message has meaning for you, do not hesitate to share it with the ones you love. Because perhaps, they too need a reminder that they are not alone on the journey of seeking a love that is true. And if you wish to spread this light even further, leave a like, so this message can reach the hearts of others who are also longing for the same thing as you. And remember this. When you walk in love, the universe lays flowers at your feet. Not because you need guidance, but because you are worthy of a grand welcome. And that person, the one who is generous, abundant, and ready to build a future with you, is already on their way. Faster than you think.